Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yes. My own Boontag. Magadano Maga. My own Aga. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We're live from Leyte. Actually, you know what? I just got over a cold. You might be able to hear it a little bit. Not too bad. It's actually the kind of, when I first moved here, I noticed that I got like really sick, like a bunch of consecutively, like almost every other month. I think my body was just adjusting with the viruses that are here. Sorry, I'm just gonna move some stuff around a little bit. But yeah, so anyways, I had a little bit of bug as whatever, a day or so I was sick, but nothing bad, just a cold. But yeah, here in Leyte, I've got a new apartment. Got an apartment here in Palompon, Leyte, small little 1-bedroom. What is it? 6,000? Yeah, 6,000 pesos includes water. So super cheap. Let's convert that out. What's 6,000 pesos? 1 second. Let me get out my other thing here. Convert 6,000 pesos. 105, guys. $105 a month for my apartment. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that ridiculous? $100. You know what? Let me. Sorry, I'm just seeing. I need to kind of move some stuff around here a little bit. All right, I think that's better. I won't move so much. Yeah. Anyways, so 6,000 pesos, $105 a month is the new apartment. Really excited about that. And I'm still going to split my time in between here and here Palompon, Leyte, and then Cebu, kind of back and forth. And my lease is goes up there in February 1st because I wanted to be through Sinulog. So, anyways, man, that's kind of all the big stuff that's going on. Still here in Leyte, back in Palompon though, where Mary Rose, she started her last semester of her industrial engineering program. So that's kind of what's been going on here. Really, man, I love the riding here. I've got 600 kilometers now on the new bike. So I'll be actually taking that back with me to Cebu to get the first service interval on that. So yeah, that's kind of what's been going on. There's a lot of shooting, a lot of video shooting, a lot of riding around. Now getting the kind of apartment set up. We've got internet coming over today. So yeah, man, that's kind of the deal. And I was here and I was like, you know what, let's do a live. I'm planning on heading back to Cebu City on Sunday. It'll be light traffic on Sunday, so I'll probably be heading back there. Plus, there's a bunch of guys coming in town that are in town now that I haven't met yet, and also guys coming in town next week. So I wanted to make sure I'm around. So, yes, good morning. How's it going? My own Boontag. Thank you so much for the café con leche. Appreciate it. What's up, man? How's it going, my own Boontog? How's everything going up there? You guys finally dry out up there, right? Get some riding in. I hope so, anyways. Yeah, beautiful area, right? And I love it out here. I love it. And Cebu is great, right? Don't get me wrong. I still like Cebu. I still think Cebu City and the island of Cebu in general is that perfect kind of beginning spot. Cebu City just makes it easy, especially in IT Park and the business park there. You get situated, you get adjusted. I do like it, but as a guy who likes to kind of get out and explore and ride my bike around, I'm not a fan of Cebu, even just the whole island of Cebu versus other destinations like here. I mean, it's just so easy to get out and go and then get in some of these really just beautiful, beautiful scenes, man. I mean, gosh, guys, we were riding I think the last day we came out was that Sunday. Yeah, Sunday morning, the last day we came out, just gorgeous, beautiful rolling hills, looking over the ocean, man, just absolutely breathtaking. And you don't find that in Cebu. It's just too densely populated. So yeah, maybe northern Cebu a little bit, you might find a little bit of that, but it's not as mountainous, right? Here it's just super mountainous, just gorgeous, man. The other thing I like about Bye Bye Leyte in particular is it's a little more populated than here in Palompon. You know, you do have, this is really remote here. There's really not much here. But there in Bye Bye, you've got a big metro grocery store. You've got a little bit of a department stores there. You got some bigger kind of stuff that would make living there a little bit easier. Yeah, so Bye Bye would be that destination that's smaller, quite a bit smaller actually than Ormoc, but quite a bit bigger than Palompon where I'm at. Really like Bye Bye. And it's also got a big port. Get in and out of there pretty easily from Cebu. So yeah, guys, I'm digging this region. You know what? Let's pull up the map. I want to just show you guys real quick because I think I haven't really heard a lot of guys talk about this, and I really find this region of Leyte here to be a really kind of not really talked about, at least when I was looking at my research. I didn't hear a lot of guys talk about it, but this whole region of Leyte right here, just fabulous, guys. Just really incredible. Easy to get to Cebu. Like I said, you've got Bye Bye here. You know, probably a 3-hour fast craft will get you there. Same with Ormoc. So I'm currently in Palompon. That's where I'm at now. But really, really digging this region of the Philippines, and you know, just kind of what's here. Just gorgeous, gorgeous scene. Friendly people. Yeah, big fan out here. Big fan. Yeah. Couch-ridden, bad colds. Yeah, you or me. I was like out for maybe a day. I had a day. And most of it, I felt like the majority of my sickness it hit me overnight. So I just went to bed one night at like 7 at night and got up at 6 the next day. And that next day I was still a little bit bad, but you know, but I feel definitely better. I can hear it though in my own voice a little bit. But but I feel great. Yeah, I'll probably actually go work out today. There's a gym here in town. Yeah, but I hope you're feeling good, man. I hope if you're sick there. What's up, man? How's it going? You got a lot of guys from Canada, man. Yeah, I hope all is good in the Great White North, and you guys are enjoying your summer, ramping down pretty quick. God, Colorado, we'd get some snowfall this September, right? So coming around, yeah, man, good. Yeah, thanks for being here. Hope all is good up there. Kyle, hey Chris. On this station from Northern Province, Isabel, Philippines. Yeah, dude, I'm just right above you. I'm in Palompon right now. Yeah. I'm just right above you. If you're in Isabel there, matter of fact, because that's where I came into port. Right there's Isabel. Yeah. Huh? Isabella. Oh, different. Oh, yeah. Thanks, sweetie. I appreciate that. Yeah. Okay. Different area. My bad. Isabella. Okay, yeah. My bad. Yep. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, beautiful here. Definitely love it. Hey, what's up, man? Yes, from sunny Batangas. Yes, magandang umaga. Hope all's well there. Yeah, I can't wait to ride up. You know, I can see a ride up here soon. You know, we could do this. I could do this ride from here. Sorry, I'm on my. Yeah, there we go. You know, do this ride up through Samar, up through southern Luzon, up to Batangas. That I could definitely see doing that here in the next year. I'll let you know when I do that. It'd be fun to fun to get back up there. Yeah, I could definitely see heading that direction, honestly, in my time, now that I'm this way. Mindanao in general, as well as probably Samar and Luzon, are more accessible for me, and I'll probably be heading that way. I suspect I'll hit Mindanao first, but I don't know, right? I don't know. It's all kind of up in the air, in the distance yet. Mary Rose and I are probably going to do a lot of trips around this region, like on weekends and stuff, as time permits for her. Definitely back to Bye Bye. I felt like we just scratched the surface there. Just beautiful, man. It was so beautiful. Let me ask you guys a question, actually. So I was going through my footage of our Sunday. Just a spectacular, beautiful day, right? Gorgeous road, gorgeous ride. But my microphone broke, and the wire came disconnected. And I've got no audio, the whole thing. And I was like, crap, what do I do? I don't really want to do voiceover. But what I was considering doing is just posting it or edit it, right? And then put it to music and put it out there, because I do believe scene-wise, it looks really great. Let me know what you guys, would you want to see that kind of thing? Or, I don't know. I'm kind of struggling a little bit as far as what I should do with that content, that footage. Because, dude, that was a beautiful day, right, sweetie? Just gorgeous. In the drone footage and the ride up. Yeah, I'm gonna think about it. Anyways, yeah, good morning, brother. I want to hear or be educated on about the con or hustle scam that you went through with Joe. Let's see, what do I want to say about that? There was no scam, there was no con. Joe was she's a kid. She's 30 years old, right? She's a kid. She's figuring life out. That's all I would say about that. She's just figuring crap out. But did she con me or scam me? Not at all, man. Not at all, dude. Not at all, right? She's a kid. She's just figuring life out, like we all are, Hello, Chris from Illinois, United States. Yeah, hey, Richard. What's up, brother? Hope all is good up there. Yep. Yes, let's go. Yeah. It's going to start cooling down really quick. Good for you, man. Good for you. I was just chatting with my buddy Anthony, who he and I had hung out quite a bit together early on in my trip, or early on in my time out here too. He's back up in Colorado, and we were just kind of chatting about that, and the season's changing. So shout out to everyone, man. Really just excited for this community people that I meet all the time. Just good people. Yes, good morning, Easy Rider. Oh man, I'm digging the new bike, man. I've got over 600 kilometers on it now. Just having a blast out here. Does your apartment come with a spider? Oh, yeah. Big old spider too. Oh man. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, good morning from Myrtle Beach. Yeah, beautiful, man. Yeah, cool. Myrtle Beach. Yeah, it's gorgeous. I'm trying to remember if I've been up. I think I've been up there one time. I think I've been through that area. Yeah, I think I have. Yep. Watching from the side. Yeah. Yeah, Jim, I think Mary Rose commented on your post about the different dialects there. That was really interesting. They do speak Bisaya there. I guess you're right. There is a dialect there in Bye Bye that is pretty small, but it definitely is Bisaya. We're going to spend a lot more time in that area too. We just kind of got there briefly, but we'll be around that area. Yeah, 6 crazy low. Isn't that low, man? $100. Isn't that nuts? And that's what you can do. You can get out. So you hear all the time about these crazy low budgets, and that's how people do that. That's how they get that done, is they get out in these remote areas, and everything is just so cheap, man. It's so cheap. You can get markets foods here. You can get, we're gonna do a bunch of videos on that kind of stuff, right? As I live out here and move out here and get stuff going here. Cost of living stuff in the province versus the city, just kind of show you guys, because it's this channel, it really is a lot like, what am I up to, like what am I doing kind of deal, right? Like my day-to-day life kind of stuff, and buying that kind of, going out and going to the markets and getting the foods and stuff and showing you guys how much that is, that's a part of being out here. So get ready for that kind of stuff is coming up, because I think it's interesting too. I'm interested in, like, yeah, what are my expenses out here in the provinces? And so yeah, man, it's gonna a lot of that coming today. We're gonna get our internet's supposed to be coming out. What is that, babe? It's like $1,600 a month. Yeah, it's like $1,600 a month for 200K service. And what is that? 1600. That's like $28 for internet a month. I spend more than right? $100 a week in groceries in New York. Absolutely, right? Yeah, $100 a month for my apartment, which includes water. Crazy, man. Yeah, I'll definitely be doing a video on that for sure. For sure. Yeah, 105, a big ass spider enjoying that crib with you. Yeah, big old huntsman spider, right? Oh man, yeah, crazy. That was a big spider, and that was Mary Rose's boarding house. But yeah, well, the funny part about that is she messaged me the next day. She goes, "You know that spider, Chris?" I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "It's actually in my room now." I was like, "Oh crap." She's like, "No worries. It eats the bugs." Too funny. Yeah. Okay. Good. Getting dry up there. All right. Nice, man. Nice. Getting out and getting some miles on, dude. I'm telling you, I've got I think like 700 kilometers on my bike now. Just riding all over. Never understood how you guys lived in big cities. Concrete, enjoy the islands. It's true, but I still feel. Look, when you're like fresh off the boat and you come here with a suitcase or two, Cebu City is a good spot to kind of get your grounds, man. Get your feet down here and get used to a little bit. You've got like immigration stuff, and by the way, man, right? The immigration stuff is kind of spooking me a little bit here. Anyways, I gotta kind of figure out. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do, like visas and all that. I gotta figure out my plan B if things do go south here. Maybe make a trip out to Kuala Lumpur just to kind of check it out. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, getting out of the city, getting here in Cebu City and get yourself adjusted. But yeah, I agree. Unless you're a big city guy, right? If you're coming from Chicago, New York, that kind of deal, LA, whatever. If you're a big city guy, then nothing wrong with Cebu. For me, I kind of liked a lot of like my last 20 or 30 so years, it was in Denver area. So I kind of like the city, but I also like access to nature and doing stuff. So I like a little bit of both. And I'm really doing the similar stuff here in the Philippines where I'm kind of in these more urban areas, but then like to get out to some of these nature stuff. So yeah, man, I'm really, really excited about being out here in Palompon now. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you have nasty. Yeah, there's a bug going around. Like I said, I caught it too. Didn't have any fever. I don't think there was any fever with me, but definitely stuffy nose and cranky mood. Man flu. Mary Rose is being quiet over there. She's like, mm-hmm. Can I show him? Can I show you on the camera? You don't have. Yeah. Anyways. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, Chris. Sorting through boxes of papers now. We'll be in the air in Cebu in 1 week, man. Congratulations. We'll see you out there. So I do think I will be in Cebu. So I'm going to leave on Sunday to go back to Cebu. There's less traffic and all that. So I'll be on there on Sunday, and then I'll probably be there for a week. So let's look at the calendar. So I'm suspecting I'll be there the 18th through the 25th. I'll probably come back here on the 25th. So that's I think the timing that I'll be in Cebu, and then I'll be back here. And then I envision I'll split my time between Palompon and Cebu, but yeah, I'm not sure on that. I really have everything I need, plus my girlfriend, right, is out here. So yeah, so should be kind of in between both spots for a while. Everywhere in the Philippines is better than LA. I hear you, man. It's just it is great out here. Although, like I said, I'm a little bit spooked on the visa situation, man. The tourist visa, when I was looking to come here, and then when I was been here so far, it's really been a set and forget. And now there's a lot of talk, and I get that it's talk, right? And things can change, but there is a lot of talk now how it's not that way anymore, and how people are getting denied extensions, and they cut away the 6 month and you can do it in 2 months. So there's definitely change in the air, how it is and how it's working. And so it's, as a guy who's really building this future out here, it has me a little bit spooked, and it has a little bit like, oh crap, I just bought a freaking whatever, a $9,000 motorcycle, right? If I was to get deported or, not allowed, not access back to the country, I mean, that's kind of a big loss, right? So it does have me thinking a little bit as far as, all right, like I said, maybe get out to Kuala Lumpur, go case it out, go check it out. So that way, if I did, because I don't want to go back to the United States, really. I don't. I want to spend my time throughout Southeast Asia here, but so that means coming up with a good strategy just in case, right? So it's kind of what I'm thinking lately, as far as what I want to do. Does Mary Rose like a certain island or region of the Philippines, or she likes home? What part of the Philippines do you like most, would you say? Province areas. All right, so you like province versus you like being out in the provinces. All right, sweet. Do you have pants on? Yeah, you have shorts on. Okay. Just in case I turn the camera over to you. And then, is there a particular region of the Philippines that you like most?
Region 8.
Huh?
The Region 8.
Region 8?
Yeah.
What's
region?
Oh, your region. Okay, yeah. So the Palompon region. Okay. Yeah, so you like the Palompon region. What if you were going to travel somewhere for fun? Where would you want to go? Like,
it's really adventurous.
Yeah, so you like being out. You like being out on the bike. You like riding around. That's my girl. And then, but like when you talk to most Filipinos or Filipinos in general, everyone, man or woman, they all talk about Siargao, right? Everyone was like, I want to go there. I want to check that out. Are you in that boat too? Is that a destination you like to go to? Palawan, Siargao, or not really, or whatever? Not really. Okay. Yeah. So she likes home. She likes being on the back of the bike. Gosh, guys, when we're riding on the bike, I hear her giggling. I hear her laughing. Sometimes I feel like she's gonna fall asleep back there. She's like so comfortable. Yeah, it's really funny. Yeah, great question though, Ryan. The area where I live, we usually get the leftovers from the typhoons. Yeah, maybe rain for 3 days straight. Yep. The floods, the lower lands near the river, about a mile away. Yeah, overall, quite boring area. Okay. All right. So you must be a little bit north up there. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I like. You know what? Let's pull up the map. That's kind of what I like about this particular region. Well, I think I'm getting a little bit closer, right, to that area. But if you look, I need to get rid of that star. I don't know what the hell that is. But a lot of these low pressure systems will come in through here, kind of like, like the coast of Florida and the Carolinas, right? They come in and then just ride up the coast. Similarly here. But what's nice about this particular region is, for the most part, you avoid the storms. So I'm sitting kind of right on the edge of that. I'm on the western coast of Leyte here. So, not really on this leading edge of Samar. Samar just gets hammered, right? But the storms, though, they ride right up Luzon, too. So Luzon gets a lot more moisture even than Cebu. It's interesting. Rod from Amazing Philippines, he actually put out some stats on the rainfall. And I was really surprised on how much more rainfall Manila got than Cebu City. So, but yeah. So I like this Visaya region, the central region of the Philippines, and excited to explore a lot more of it, as well as Mindanao. I'm really got my eyes kind of down to the south too, kind of see what's going on down there. All right. Yep. What island are you on? What island am I on? Yeah, so I'm in that. I've just pulled up the map. I'm in Leyte, and I'm in the city of Palompon. So I've done a couple of videos from here. I'll be doing a lot more. But yeah, somewhat recently I've done some videos on Palompon when they got this island where all these freaking ginormous fruit bats. I mean, guys, these things are freaking huge, man. The wingspan on these probably close to 3 feet, just massive. And so I've done some videos on that, and yeah, so I like it. I like this little town, really quiet town, small town for sure, but good area. Yeah, quite boring area for the most part. Yeah. I like a combination of city and province. And that, like I was saying too, I really think that Ormoc area, Ormoc is a good city here in the Leyte region. You've got a bigger city. You've got your restaurants and you've got all that kind of deal. You've got a population. I can't remember what the population of Ormoc is. Let's see if we can find that real quick. 1 second. What's the population of Ormoc? Yeah, it looks like 230,000 people as of the 2020 census. So, and the population of Bye was, I think, 115? And the population of Palompon is, I think it was around 65. So, you've got 230,000 there in Ormoc. So it's a bigger, small lot less than 3.5 million in Cebu City, right? But I really dig Ormoc in that region. I just think it's that kind of great sized city where you've got malls, you've got shopping, you've got restaurants, you've got all those other amenities, and you got housing and stuff to go with it. But you don't have kind of the bigger city like you do in Cebu. You also have got access to some really beautiful nature in the surrounding region around Ormoc. Bye too, I think is a great option. Yeah. Good to see the scenery. You commenting on should I post it and just put audio only? Yeah, it's kind of what I'm leaning towards too. I'll shoot a quick introduction to that video and be like, hey, you know what? I had audio issues. My freaking microphone the wire kind of came disconnected from the whatever the plug. But I've got there's a new one at home in Cebu that I got to pick up. So yeah, there's absolutely no audio, but it was so beautiful there. I want to do something with it. Yeah. No, I think I will. Yeah, no, appreciate that. I'll just go through it. I got a bunch of drone footage too on that day. Just gorgeous, guys. Oh man, it's just beautiful. She's not a kid. Don't make it okay. I hear you, man. I don't want to bash her. I don't want to bash. She is a kid, man. When you look at my age, I'm freaking, she's just young. She's figuring crap out. I know when I was in my 20s, yeah. I don't want to attack really anybody. Is she struggling? Who knows, right? Did it end peacefully? Not at all. But at the same side of it, I don't want to throw anyone under the bus either. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about dating. I learned a lot about what I want in a partner here in the Philippines. So yeah, man, would rather talk over the music than music, Jim. All right, I got you. Yeah, all right. And maybe I could do a little bit of both. Maybe it's a good experiment for me to look at some voiceover stuff. I haven't done any voiceover stuff. I like the authentic experience, like when I'm shooting my videos and kind of give you the natural kind of reaction thing. But yeah, this could be a good experiment for me to do voiceover. Yeah, maybe I'll try that. What's up, Morton? Good morning. Good evening. How you doing, man? Sure. Or the natural light. Yeah, either one. That's good. If you got taken by a 30-year-old, it's okay. No, dude, like I said, yeah, it's better. There was no scamming going on or anything like that. There's none of that. No. Yeah, none of that. I lived in Asia 20 years ago. I look the newbie, but no offense. I look at you as a newbie. Yeah, dude, I am, man. I admit. Yeah, I am a complete noob to the Philippines. And I think that's kind of what I can give you guys is the new guy perspective. I've been here 2 years now, so it's kind of in that middle ground, right? But this is all new to me. I've never been to Southeast Asia before. My travel has been, I've been to China, but most of my travel has been North America, South America, Central America, that whole deal. And so yeah, I'm a complete noob to Southeast Asia, which is what I wanted. I want something that I had no idea what it was about. I had some basic clues as far as how the people were, and that's kind of how I base my decision on the Philippines. But you're absolutely right. I'm figuring this out as I go, which I love that. And I love kind of bringing you guys along with me on that, right? Like that's really the channel. is bringing you along on this experience that I'm kind of going through in my life. So yeah, man. Yeah, it's good times. No, it's fine. It's not. Yeah, no, it's fun. Like I said, guys, I got room for it all. Are you kidding me? This is nothing, man. I I was a tech support guy for a law firm. I did that for 20 plus years, man. It was just that you want to talk about intense. Try talking to an attorney about how whatever, right? Their laptop died, they've lost all their data. Dude, I've got skills to deal with this crap. This is nothing. This is a walk in the park. Oh man. Plus fundamentally, look, I know here's the thing about this kind of thing too that actually got me through a lot of my career in that industry is I know 99% of what comes out of people's mouth is purely subjective. It is. It's their opinion. It's not right or wrong. It's their reality, but it's not the reality, right? So everything that people say is just their point of view. It's not truth. And I think what gets people triggered in these types of situations is that they take it as truth, right? Even when it's directed towards them, they take it as truth, and it's not. It's not truth at all. It's purely made up in their own world, in their own mind, right? That's kind of been really the key for me in getting through really my whole career, because I've been, a frontline employee really my whole life, from waiting tables, delivering newspapers as a 15-year-old, right? So, that has been probably the biggest key for me in dealing with people, and especially difficult situations where, it's not about me, nothing to do with me, and it's not even true. It's just their own stuff that they got going on, right? Yeah, it's not a problem. Like I said, that stuff doesn't even faze me. And I think you kind of need that for YouTube. You really do, because people just come out of the woodwork and they try to attack, and some of that is that crab mentality, right, where they want to bring you down in life. Because their life sucks, So, yeah, I feel, and I've shared this before. I really kind of feel bad for people like that. That's their life, right? Instead of trying to go out there and improve their own life, they want to try to attack people and do that to try to make themselves feel better. Sorry, still earlier. I'm having my coffee. Yes, have I tried Kenny Rogers Roasters? Absolutely. I did a video on Kenny Rogers Roasters. Yeah, love that place. Loved it, love it, love it. It's good. My understanding of that is it used to be a chain in the United States. It's no longer, but they are here. Another one of the chains that is similar to that was Shakey's. Now, Shakey's is all right. I'm not a fan of that as I am Kenny Rogers. Kenny Rogers is freaking awesome, man. Yeah, go to Sunday Ride and Coffee and Honda. Wheeltech is a good ride. Yeah, man. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, man. I love Sunday riding in the Philippines is nice, man. There's no traffic. Everyone's home at church, especially in Cebu. That's when especially if you're a new rider or just kind of figuring your way around Cebu, going out on the weekend, Saturday, and in particular on Sunday is a great time to go. Gen Z or Millennium Woman will have talked to over 100,000 men by then. Do the simple math. Voiceover, no music on your silent video. Okay. Ooh, interesting. Dude, we need some kind of sound, right? We need some kind of sound. Maybe not music. I don't know, right? Something. What do you got? ASMR or whatever? Something we need on there. Voiceover. All right, I could look at that. Like I said, I've been not so. I have not explored voiceover yet. 20 men texting a day per 7,010 years. 10 of the men she's yapping most likely at the hook. That's a low number. 100 men a day. It's really interesting too. When you look at some of the Filipino vloggers out there, it's a fine line, right? Oof. Yeah, I feel bad for a lot of these Filipino vloggers that are out there. I really, really do. They're going down a bad path, right? Have Mary Rose say hi. She's awesome. Come on over, babe. Want to say hi? Yes, good morning. My own buntag. How are you, babe? You good? Good. Nice. She is awesome, man. She's so sweet. So sweet. My gosh. Scratching my back last night. Just scratching my body, giving me massages, making me coffee. Just so adorable. Really just so sweet. Good family too, good friends. Her friends actually came back in town last night. We're all hanging out. Dude, there's a lot of videos coming up. I'm really excited from the content that's coming out of here. Just super fun, just really sweet people. And I really do enjoy this community here. Your friends are just adorable. You know, I'm really excited for that. Yeah, thanks though. I appreciate it. She is. Look into Globe prepaid internet. Okay. Install a modem included. $99 to install, $9.99 a month. When in Ormoc, the same. Okay. All right. We've got PLDT, which I guess that's smart, right? They're coming over today to install that. But yeah, no, for sure. I tell you, the internet service plan that I'm really interested in is the Starlink, in particular the Mini. That looks amazing. I cannot wait. It's not available here yet. But what that would allow me to do is then I could, because right now I'm paying for internet in Cebu, and I'm paying for it here in Palompon. So I could have one bill, and I could take it with me anywhere. Like if I'm traveling on the road and stuff, I mean, crap, I could live stream right from the motorcycle. I can strap that dish to the top box up there because, you know, the Mini now, the Starlink Mini is about the size of a piece of paper. You know, crap, I could strap that on my bike. I could live stream from there. But yeah, no, I'll check that out. Thanks, Bob. I appreciate that. If we were a community of sorts to learn, simple asking questions about scam, over 30 years of scammers when approaching Jer. Yep. Yep. Originally from Chicago, had enough of it there now. I'm on 20 private acres in the south. Oh, beautiful, man. Tennessee is gorgeous. Gorgeous. I lived a little bit in Kentucky. My son was born in Kentucky. I lived in the Richmond area for, I don't even know how many years, maybe 5 years or so. Richmond, Berea. One of my lifelong buddies is still in Berea. So yeah, man, love Smoky Mountains, just gorgeous. Yeah. 20 private acres in Southeast Tennessee. Gorgeous, brother. Yeah, sounds really nice, man. Yep. Yeah, let's do breakfast on the 21st. Yeah, sounds good, dude. I'll be in town. My buddy Kevin also comes in town on that day too. So absolutely, yeah. Let's have definitely. Let's reach out. Are you part of the community group? Because I post all my meetups and events out there. So there's a link in all my not so much my lives, but my video description. There might be one in here actually because I think I put it in there. But there's link in all my videos to my community group. I would recommend a trip to Kuala Lumpur. Yep. For a trip out of the country. Great public transportation, great food, street food clean, interesting place. Yep. I recommend being near, okay, Bukit Bintag. Thank you. I appreciate that, Bob. I think, you know, like I said, man, the dang visa stuff, it kind of, I'm going to meet with JRC because they've got my visa anyways. I'm going to meet with them and talk with them a little bit about some of the stuff. Supposedly there's a digital nomad visa coming, but you know, people are getting denied. There's people posted in my community group about people getting denied for their extensions. And I know it's for doing stuff that they probably shouldn't, like working. And I know there's a digital nomad visa coming out that I think I could kind of work with there. But it's got me spooked, man. It's got me spooked, especially when you're looking at, man, I'm dumping money in here. You know, I'm dumping, you know, on motorcycles and stuff like that, where I'm not living out of a suitcase, you know. So all that money was just gone, you know, if for some reason I had to go up and go. So it has me rethinking, you know, unfortunately it's got me rethinking kind of what I want to do. But yeah, no, I want to go check that out. Vietnam is another place, but even Kuala Lumpur, I think, would be a good, like, oh crap, I got to get out of the Philippines. I think that's where I would go, because there is a great airport there that I can kind of get anywhere in the region also. So I think the next phase would be just to kind of book a ticket, spend a long weekend out there just to kind of check it out, and then, you know, that way I'm set, right? Like that way I feel like I've got a solid plan in place, that if I needed to, I can implement, right? So yeah, appreciate that, Bob. Really do. Yeah, walls are going up all around the world, and it's long overdue, even though I hope you can stay there. There's a 5-year itch for guys there. Yeah, I'd never worry about much until you stay for that long. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I appreciate that comment. Yep, 5-year itch, huh? Yeah, and I think that's why some of these guys have gotten married, you know, because they can kind of you know, seal their stay here, right? Makes sense. You know, Paul, Gio, Rike. Yeah. I've yet to hear anyone being called. I've yet to hear anyone being denied an extension. Is it just they may ask you more questions? As long as they are polite, and we'll be fine. So personally, I don't know anyone either. However, in the chats in my community group, there are people who are talking about it, where they know people who have been denied, and I'm hearing also too people being denied, and I know. So here's what I'm starting to understand too is, and it kind of goes along with a lot of this stuff, is the Philippines, the current administration. I think what's that guy? His name's Alex, and he's got a couple channels. I think Asian Now might be. He's got a news channel. The Philippines is really cracking down on sexual predators, right? The current administration is that. So I think they're in this whole wave of trying to remove people who aren't what they consider good for the Philippines. So sexual predators, people who are working and shouldn't be here working, that kind of deal. So I think that's what it is. But you know, I think sometimes too, you know, the baby can get thrown out with the bathwater. So that's kind of my concern, is they just kind of go overboard and just blanket. Like some of these guys that he reported in the news, you know, they had crimes that they had committed back in the 90s. So you know, and granted, some of these were pretty severe crimes too. But you know, it makes you think about the long term, because the tourist visa here was set and forget in my view. Like boom, 3 years, you're good. You don't have to worry about it. I just, not the case anymore. Not the case anymore. Talk to JRC. They should tell you. Yes, exactly. I'm meeting with them. They have my current passport now, so because I did an extension while I was out. So yeah, I'll be meeting with them next week when I'm in town in the office. I don't know if JR will be there or not. He was there, I think, the last time I was there. But you know, all the reps there are good. The city sucks for me. I can't wait for retirement. I'll be your neighbor. Nice. Well, it's definitely a city here too. Sorry about the camera moving. I'm sitting on the bed here, but yeah, no, it's definitely city in Cebu City. So it's busy there. But yeah, man, no, get out, man, get out. The tourist visa issue, I think, is geared towards the undesirable. Yeah, right. Yeah, no, kind of what I was just talking about too. I think you're right on. But so in Filipino P's video that they did with JR, you know, that they're specifically asking also too, like business questions, like, are you working? Are you doing anything? So you have to then look at, well, does YouTube qualify for work? So there is some stuff to, I think I need to be cautious of with what I'm doing. Now, granted, this isn't profitable, so by the IRS standards, this is actually technically a hobby, right? So yeah, I don't know, man. Like, but definitely some things I need to be mindful of. You know, and just being. You're right, though. They're trying to get rid of undesirable people who are here causing problems, the sexpats, all that stuff. But also, yeah. So the vloggers, right? These guys, and I was thinking this from the beginning. These guys that are out there putting their channels up and have, you know, Jerry Springer type of content, man, dude, they gotta watch. They gotta watch. And anyone here who's vlogging and doing, stuff they shouldn't be doing, like dating teenage girls and that kind of crap, and then putting that kind of content out there, dude, you're just asking to get deported, you know? So it's just really, it's pretty wild, man. But it, you know, and then when they get deported, what are they going to say on their channels, right? You know, so really, really interesting times here that I think, you know, we're just kind of seeing the beginning of this kind of stuff. Did you get your final registration papers for your bike? Any issues with the ferry paperwork with just your temporary plates? Yeah, great question, Jimmy. So I got the OR. So I got an email within a week. I got an email with my official receipt. I do not have the CR yet. So what I'm doing, technically you need both. But what I've noticed in my travels is they're only looking at the OR when I'm traveling. Now, if I would hit a registration checkpoint, I might be in a little bit of trouble. So what I'm carrying through, I'm carrying the dealer receipt with me and the OR. So I had no problems getting on the ferry. I just showed him the OR and I was good to go. And as far as my plate, I've never received an actual license plate. And then until just recently, you know, they were talking about license plates. You needed one, original one, but that's a recent change. So I don't think they're really cracking down on that yet. But I would suspect here soon with Honda, I'll get my actual license plate, plus I'll get the CR. So that's the other reason why I'm looking to drive on Sundays, because there'll be less traffic. There won't be any registration checkpoints. There's none of that stuff out here. There are checkpoints out here, but they're not, you know, they're just kind of, can I see your driver's license and that kind of thing. But in Cebu, they have full-on registration checkpoints where they want OR, they want CR, they want your license, they want all that stuff. Cebu is a very ticket, you know, just abundant. Everyone that I've known has gotten pulled over and ticketed in Cebu. So heads up if you're driving in the Cebu city metro area. Yes, just keep, but see, all right, let me read this off. Just keep your answers short and concise. When extending your visa, be respectful, dress well. They won't deny you unless given a reason to. And I think you're spot on here. You are spot on. You know, you don't have to go into, you know, what happened in 5th grade, right? You're absolutely right, brother. I think that is the key kind of deal. And the whole fact, though, that you're doing this interview now, that's a big jump. That is a big jump. But you're right. You have your head on you and say, yeah, you know, I'm out here having fun. I'm traveling, you know, just taking pictures and video, you know, that, you know, being a good guy. And you're right. Dressing respectful. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. That kind of deal. Dressing the part. Absolutely. No, I think you're right on. But the fact that that is even happening is a big departure and something I think that we got to prepare for, you know, right? But but I think you're right on. Yep. Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, because seriously, I don't know if you guys can hear that. They're doing a lot of construction, but you know that wasn't, these interviews weren't even happening. You know, I've never been interviewed, not once. Yeah, that's loud. Check out Indonesia. Check out Indonesia if visas become hard. Yeah, check out Indonesia if visa. Yeah. Wow. You might have to do the retire. You see, that's another option. Okay, I mean, Bob says, you might have to do the retirement visa. To be honest, you aren't really a tourist. You are living permanently in the Philippines. Won't be denied retirement visa. 20K in the Philippines restricted account. Yeah, no, Bob, and that is something I'm considering. I'm started looking at the SRRV visa, and then you know, like you said, the 20K though is kind of a factor. Not a factor, but it bothers me that I got to put that kind of money in an account and have it sit there earning no interest. You know, and yes, you can buy a condo, but I don't want to buy a condo, right? So it's there, but the other thing is does the retirement visa, does that solve my problem, right? You know, does it solve my problem if I'm working? So really, is a solution a retirement visa, or is it a business visa? I don't know, right? To me, I need to do a little more digging on the visas to see, but to me, the retirement visa might not really technically fix my problem either, right? So some questions to look at, but it is a departure from, hey, just show up, get a tourist visa, and you're good, right? Definitely, it's a change going on. How much is it to take your bike from Cebu to Ormoc? I think, Brad, it was about, do you remember, babe, how much that was? How much is it to take my bike from Cebu to Ormoc? I think, Brad, it's around 1,500 pesos. Yeah, it's about 1,500 pesos for the bike.
Depends on the CC.
Yeah. Yeah, she's saying it depends on the CC, so it's a little bit cheaper for scooters than it is motorcycles. SRRVs for ex-military with honorable discharge is 1,500. Yep, and then for non-military, I think it was what 20,000, and then you could use collateral also too instead of that 20,000, but you still have to put the 20. Look, I've got the money to do that, and it is something I would look at to do if it, you know. Potentially, I'd look at maybe January or so, kind of going that avenue if I felt like if I needed to. But like I said too, the whole work thing. Supposedly there's a digital nomad visa in the works that should be available here soon that I think would work for me. It's a 2-year visa, and yeah, so there's some digging I still need to do. But like I said, this wasn't a conversation for me a month ago. It really wasn't. It wasn't nothing I even thought about. I was like, I'm good. I got a tourist visa. 3 years and I'm good, right? You know, that's changing. Regarding the visa extensions, Rick and P explained that immigration tries to find out the foul apples. Yep, if you just explain that you have a girlfriend and love exploring the Philippines, it's not a big deal, right? I think you're right. I just, yeah, no, I think it's right on. I just, like you said too, this is a different dynamic here, for me in a lot of ways where I just want to have a plan. I want to have a strategy if I need, hearing about guys getting, bounced out, hearing about guys who are going to get bounced out potentially. Yeah, a little bit, oh crap. Brett, what's up, man? Hi, Buntag, brother. Hope all's good there in Cebu. Looks like you guys had a good time there in Moala. Hope it was fun. 17,000 islands. Spent 3 months every year in Indonesia for 14 years straight. Wow. Moving there early next year. English almost as good as the Philippines. I'm excited to check it out, man. Oh, shoot, man. I'm excited to check it out. Sorry, I sometimes read comments when they come up before that because I see them on the list there. Spent 3 months every year in Indonesia. Yeah, dude, I'm really excited to check out Kuala Lumpur. I can't wait. I really am. And, it's just a great hub, great airport. You can get to anywhere in Southeast Asia from there. Great medical. I know medical tourism. A lot of guys are going out there. So I might go that direction. And then, kind of get set up a little bit there where I do like maybe medical stuff and kind of make that a yearly visit for me out there. Yeah, dude. I'm sorry, man. Dude, I'll be in town. I'll be in town on Sunday. Yeah, let's get together, man. Oh, shoot, man. I hope you're all right. I hope you guys are both okay. That sucks. Oh, it's no fun. Yeah. Yeah, dude, if you need to talk, we can talk later on. Oh, brother, I'm sorry, man. I'll be in town on Sunday, though. I'm meeting a guy at Sunday night because he's not around. If you want to meet up Sunday night, I'll let you know, man. I hope you're good there, brother. Oh, that's rough. When are you and Mary Rose going fishing? When are we going to go fishing, girl?
Soon.
That's right. So immediately when you asked that, I'm like, I don't have a fishing pole. I don't have any of that. But, her father's a fisherman. This guy, is this one of your family? Is this?
No, he's a guy from your channel, and then he went to my something. I showed a video of the two of us.
Okay.
And then he likes it.
Okay. Yeah, soon. Her dad's a fisherman, right? He's got a boat fishing. So that's another. There's just so many videos that I have in my head that I want to do. Going out fishing with her family is one of them for sure. You imagine this freaking, big American in a tiny little fishing boat. They're already talking. Is it gonna fit that guy? He's
Yeah.
kind of daco. He's kind of big. Is it gonna fit? Oh, but yeah, man. No, that's coming. That's coming. Or you get married to get the 13A spousal. Yep, no more extensions there. Only annual report every start of the new year. If you, yep, no, I'm with you. That, yeah, I understand. Oh yeah, yeah. But getting married, your drama of a 3-ring starts.
That's what I'm laughing.
Oh, this guy's hilarious, man. He's so funny. Yeah, getting married is a 3-ring drama. Yeah, first the engagement ring, then the wedding ring, and then the stuff ring. She's laughing too. What was that thing? I remember that joke that the comedian was talking about gay marriage. It's like, yeah, everyone deserves to be miserable. Oh, that's so funny, man. If all you can say is, I don't want to bash your, yeah, dude, I don't, man. I feel bad for people who are struggling in life. I do, man. And not that, I do. And I don't need to add to that, right? I don't need to add to that. I really, I want to help people out, right? I do. It's kind of my character, who I've been my whole life. My working career, I want to help people. My working career was help people navigate technology. Here in YouTube, it's help people understand the Philippines and make their maybe trip over here easier. And in this situation, in relationships and her friends and her family and ex relationships, it's too. I don't want to make people's life harder. That's not at all what I want to do in my time on this planet. I want to make their time easier. And if I can be a help in them in any way, I want to. Some of that now, I got to be a little bit careful because of the financial stuff, and there's just so much financial need here. But there's some really opportunities for us to make a difference in these people's lives. It really is, man, especially when you're talking about someone we're in a relationship with, right? We can mentor them. They're half our age. No, they are. They're young adults figuring crap out, man. I mean, come on. When you were in your 20s, you didn't know your butt from a hole in the ground, right? It's just, you don't. And us living 50, 60 years, we can mentor these young adults into their lives, right? We really have a big opportunity here to help people out. She's got all of her friends and stuff that we're working with. We took them all out to dinner, and it's beautiful, right? There's just some good things we can do here. So, yep. The 360 degree camera would be great for filming a police chase. Yes. Dude, I hope I don't have to do any kind of police chase. Oh man, you're all Gen X, man. Have to accept that there's no old school girls left. That there's no old school girls left. I don't know what that means. I'm late. Hey, no worries, Joseph. What's a Koi? What's his name? Joe Koi. No worries, brother. You're fine, brother. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I'm going to improve my life just by moving there, dude. You will. At least it was for me, right? It was a huge improvement on my life. There's a video too I need to make, how I tripled my testosterone just by moving here. Stress, sleep, using equipment, right? Working out, that kind of deal. Yeah, man. It is life changing. Now, look, there are problems here, right? There are problems here, but they're good problems. Kind of like what we're talking about that, this other gentleman's talking about in relationships. You go from an environment where you're not dating at all to go to an environment where you have, you're dating, you have dating options, but maybe not the best of ones, right? So it doesn't fix the context of life that there's always going to be problems, but you just, it is good here. I do love being here without a doubt. Yeah. Yep. Casper, good morning from Manila. Heading back to my hometown, Portland, Oregon next week. Yeah. Then coming back to Manila in 3 weeks. Yeah, man. Hope someday we can meet. Got a big group of us up expats riding up here. Yeah, man. Oh, nice, Casper. Yeah, thanks for reaching out. You're right. There are a bunch of guys even here right now that are in that area. Yeah, man. I'll work my way up there for sure. And get up there. But yeah, thanks for being here, Casper. Hope you're have safe travels. Sorry if you guys can hear that banging. They're actually doing some construction up above us. Are you concerned that you might be forced to get resident visa on your next renewal? Jimmy, I just concerned that, yeah, that things are kind of changing a little bit, right? Like there's some inquiry as far as kind of why you're here. There's interviews and stuff like that. It seems to be, that they're doing, a lot more investigating on kind of why you're here, which, look, I've got no problem with that, right? It's just, it's different than what it was. And, I worry that they kind of throw the baby out with the bathwater, and they just, boom, you're gone. And, so it's a little bit spooky. Somebody who's living here and trying to build a future here, it has me a little bit concerned, obviously, but it's just that it's an inquiry for me. It's a space where now I need to, one, make sure I've got a good exit strategy, and two, make sure I figure out the details of what's going on here, right? So it's for me, it's in a lot of this too, guys. I think out loud. I really do. I think out loud. So that's what's going on for me now. It's me kind of thinking out loud as far as, oh crap, what do we need to do here, right? Sounds like when your silent movie could be farts from a cave. Yes. Oh, that was hilarious, man. Farts from a cave. Oh man. Yeah. And is Leyte a nice, relaxed place to retire? Less traffic, beggars, etc. Yeah, sports, except the beggars. The beggars are pretty much everywhere. You kind of get used to that, and you develop tools and strategies to kind of deal with that. First of all, you don't want to be given money. I actually it might be illegal to give money. It's better to kind of give food, but then again, you got to be careful with that. So I was at Jollibee yesterday. We were having some lunch, and there were some kids out. I was like, man, I want to go buy some Jollibee and giving it to them. The problem with that, though, is that's a place I frequent, and I don't want to be associated with every time I show up. Now I'm kind of doing that. So you just really got to be careful with how you do it, and you want to think down the road. But yeah, if I was just a tourist, and I've done this, I would buy several meals and then give them out, outside. But a place that I frequent and kind of go, you just got to be mindful, right, about kind of how you do that kind of stuff. I've given money to, there was a pregnant woman in Cebu on the street, and I gave her 1,000 pesos. And within seconds, I had a bunch of people around me. Even though I had the 1,000 and I wrapped it in like a 20. But they were like, oh, kind of deal. So you got to be careful, man. You got to be really, really careful about how you give. It's one of the things. Wow. It's one of the things I really want to kind of set up and look at ways we can really donate without getting ourselves in trouble, kind of deal. Because it is something that's there for, I think, everybody. God, can you guys hear that banging? It's freaking. They're upstairs working on stuff. It's like super loud. Are Filipinos similar to Latinos in some ways? Personality, values, and traditions. Oh, Latins. Yes and no, right? So they joke about the Philippines being the Latin Asians, because there's some truth to that, right? The Spanish came in and conquered or whatever. I don't even know when that was. Yeah, sure, babe. Oh yeah, not quite yet. So there's a little bit of truth to that. There's a lot of Spanish words in the language. Yeah, there's a little bit of that. And there's a little bit of a fiery mentality too, I would say, that's there. Yeah, a little bit of truth to that, but not too bad. Yeah, sorry, the banging's got me a little bit distracted. Yeah, but still it's Southeast Asia. Like, obviously the music is completely different. Yeah, music's different, culture's different, but there are some characteristics. You'll see it in the language too. The construction is nowhere similar. So, yeah. The Filipinos. Yeah, let's see here. Filipinos with Papua New Guinea DNA. Okay. Yeah. Do you know of a good shipping company to ship from USA to the Philippines? So yeah, a lot of guys use LBC. And then I think it was called 4X. Yeah, something FOREX is what I use because LBC wasn't near me. But most people use LBC. Yeah, like Larry Bravo Charlie. Huh?
My aunt used LBC.
Yeah, Larry Bravo Charlie, LBC. Okay. Are you married to a Filipina? Joseph, I'm not, actually. I have a Filipina girlfriend, but I'm not married to a Filipina, no. We've just been dating, I think maybe 4 months now? Yeah, great girl. But we're not married. Thailand just came out with a digital nomad visa. Yep, yeah, they just came out with it. I'm getting word that the Philippines also has a digital nomad visa in the works, and it should be available in the next couple of months. And I believe that'll solve my problem. Have SRRV paperwork ready to go with JRC. Yep. And try to renew the tourist visa as soon as you can. That way, if you get the renewal denied, yeah, I don't think you'll get anything right away like that. Yeah, I think you'll be fine if you're. And look, I don't want to paint a picture like, oh crap, right? But for me, it is a little bit like that, though. As I'm building a future out here, to see, to kind of get news of people getting denied, right? So it's something to consider. It's no longer set and forget. And then more will come out around that. When you get 5 years, you only have to do a border run once a year. Okay. When you get to 5 years, yeah, I know guys who have been here for 20 plus years now. Yeah, go wherever, right? Go to KL, go to Bangkok, go out to Thailand or Indonesia. Yep, no, that makes sense. I think it's still worth depositing 20K to get the SRRV and no. Jimmy, I think it's a good backup plan, and I know guys who do that also. Go ahead and get your SRRV. And I might, I'm doing this at 53. At 59 and a half, I get access to the bulk of my assets. So I got 6 years to get to there. Taking 20 out gets me a little bit sketchy. Now, if YouTube was a little more profitable, because it's not, right? It's not profitable at all. Actually, it cost me money to do the channel. But if it became profitable, that's not a deal for me. Because then I can throw 20K in with a thought I would make that on YouTube, and I whatever. I think 6 years down the road, when kind of the money gets thin, that should be there. But that's where I start to get in a little gray area, guys. I'm doing this early. It's if I don't, if things track the way they are, I'll be just fine. But it's close, right, to get to 59 and a half for me. So pulling 20K out and sticking it, 20K is, whatever, 10 months, 8 months of living here. So almost a year when I'm already pretty close to, to being budget for 59 and a half. So it's a little bit spooky. Keep in mind with all the Southeast Asia police and immigration, I'm not saying that they're total bad people, but kickbacks, payoffs, and bribes. Yep, paperwork. Sometimes the past is wonky. Yep, no, true. No, it is true. Sam Turner, aka Captain Blue. What's up, man? How's it going? How are you? YouTube was never considered. My life in the province. YouTube was never considered as working on a tourist visa in the Philippines. No. What about? Yeah. No, you're right. But what if you do conference calls? What if you do consulting calls through your channel, like most of the guys do? What if you do that, right? What if you sell merchandise, right? What about that? See, the thing about YouTube and the views, you don't make crap on that. You really don't make any money on that. You have to have millions and millions of views before you make any money. So it's just kind of so what people do is they start branching out other ways to kind of to boost the revenue. So that way you're not, where it doesn't cost you money to do the channel, right? Especially if you're a hobby. A lot of ways people do that is with affiliate links, consulting calls, stuff like that. Now, are you working in the Philippines? That's the question, right? But videos yourself? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's good stuff. Digital Nomad hopefully solves a lot of that. Your YouTube work is yeah, right? But consulting calls, what about those? Sounds like Mary Rose is cooking you dinner. Yeah, man, they're just freaking banging up there. Yeah, I wondered if you guys can hear that. Yeah. Nice Honda. Yeah, man, I'm digging the bike. 6,000 kilometers on the motorcycle already. So comfortable. I've got, I think, close to a dozen different accessories, center stand, panniers, top boxes, all that stuff. Really excited about getting it fully decked out. We're flying 2 up with a bag strapped on the back. Wasn't a problem, just because Mary Rose is absolutely tiny, and she fit on there just fine. But it'll be nice to get it fully accessorized with the panniers, with a top box, with a center stand, with a 9-volt outlet. Trying to remember everything else I got on there. I can't remember, but all those accessories on there will be phenomenal. Make it I got a tank bag. Really excited about that, because what I envision is with a drone, I can set the controller right on the tank bag, and I can set up some stuff to have the drone follow me. Granted, I can't do fast speeds, but I'm not driving fast anyways. Like, there were some shots on Sunday that I was doing. I was like, man, this would be really cool if I can get the drone following me out. So yeah, really excited about getting that bike fully configured. And even like I was saying before, I get the Starlink Mini. Dude, I can strap that right on my top box, and I could have freaking internet right from the motorcycle while I'm riding. Might be a little bit of a distraction, but looking forward to the breakfast. Yeah, looking forward to breakfast. Someone, yeah, Chris, absolutely, brother. Yeah, we'll set something up there, and maybe even set something up for Sunday night. But for sure, breakfast down at Bo's Coffee. I don't know if I'm training, so if I'm training, I'll probably be training in the morning at 9 a.m. So we're looking at probably 10:15. But if for some reason I train at 10 o'clock, then we're looking at 11:15. So just a heads up on that, Chris. Yeah, and it's been good following you too, and your journey here as you kind of newly arrived. So looking forward to meeting up with you and kind of seeing how that's going for you. Let me know if there's anything you need, like the globe. Like a lot of guys when they get here, they got crap, globe, money exchange, and groceries and that kind of deal, as well as visa stuff. So globe is in the main aisle of mall, in the by the activity center, by the arcade. So if you need globe, that's where. Dude, it freaking took me a week to find globe, because it's in a really small section of the mall there that you don't even really know. Anyways, globe is out there if you need to find them. JRC is right outside the mall if you need those. But yeah, man, looking forward to catching up with you too, brother. Bob, I usually do online extensions, but said air online, so I went to Cebu extension office, in and out in an hour. No interviews 2 weeks ago. Yeah, thanks, Bob. It's new stuff that's coming. New stuff that's coming from what I'm hearing. So we'll see, man. We'll see. But I think I don't want to cause alarm. It's just about being prepared, right? And like the guys have commented, having your stuff ducks in a row is kind of what we need to be doing. I want to put it out there too as something that I'm thinking about and considering. That is a change. So yeah. How's your sister doing? Yeah, we talked about making a difference in people's lives. In the video I wanted to shoot, but I didn't get a chance to do it just because of timing. Her sister, her older sister, 3 years older, dude, she's practically blind, man. I mean, every time she's walking around, she's like this. She can't see anything, And I was new to the relationship, and I was like, oh, God, I joke with her. I was like, we need to get you some glasses, So anyways, it came where she just got some glasses last week, and sure enough, man, it's kind of the videos where people see for the first time or hear for the first time. That was her deal, and she's like, wow, it's a whole world out here that I had no idea. But yeah, man, that's her sister was just downstairs, and she's got glasses and exploring the world now. But yeah, too fun. Yeah, I'll be a poor retiree soon. What if I don't have the spare 20K to bank? I'll have savings for emergency, but not much more. Yeah, so it's a great question, Britt. It really is, right? So if you're in the military, you could do the SRRV for 1,500. You don't need it. But if you're not, if you're looking to do retirement visa, it does cost 20,000 in a Philippines approved bank. There has to be one of their banks, right? And yeah, so it's something to think about. Bali has gnarly traffic now. Yeah, so I hear. Yep. Yeah, I don't definitely Kuala Lumpur though is on my list, man. I think Kuala Lumpur is medical tourism is a good option. Like I said before, YouTube is not considered working on a tourist visa. Working is having a business where you're making money from people living in the Philippines. Yep. It's good. Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate it, brother. Yep. After I take care of a plan that changed, I'll be filing my 13A. Yep. My plan is constantly evolving. Yeah, Kyle. And I think you bring up a critical skill that's needed here. I think life in general, right? But I think here too, it's important to remember, guys, we do need to be evolving. We need to keep growing. And as we're retiring, getting up here, man, it's just even more critical, working on our health, working on our fitness, keeping ourselves engaged physically, mentally. Yeah, man, we really need to, it is the wild, wild west out here. And, I love that though. I love it. So, but I think it's an important characteristic that we need to remember as we're coming out here. Yeah, prepaid internet in the Philippines makes sense for travelers. Don't have to pay when you aren't home. Yeah, but it's not ultra fast. Okay, yeah, good stuff, Bob. Thanks for pointing that out. Like I said, I'm a big fan, I think, of that Starlink Mini. I can't wait for that to come in the Philippines market. I think that'll solve a lot of my problems. I can take it anywhere I want with me, and I'm not paying for service anywhere and everywhere. It'd be fun to strap on the bike and to see what I can do on that, right? Good day, Chris. Good to see you, man. Yep. Love the new ride. Yeah, appreciate it. I'll be back there in 3 weeks, straight to Negros. Nice, Troy. Yeah, man. I haven't been out to Negros. So I'll be moving a little bit away from, let's pull up the map. I'll be moving a little bit away from Negros. Where are we at here? Yeah, moving away from Negros. So it's going to be, I think, a while. So I'll be over here, right? A little bit hard for me to get to Negros, but I do want to ride Negros. You heading out? Okay. Yeah, no problem. Have fun, babe. I should be done here in like 45 minutes. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, have fun. Mary Rose is just heading out. But yeah, man, it'll be a little bit before I get out to Negros, but I want to do Negros. And maybe not, actually. There's the Philippines loop that some guys are talking about doing. So maybe I might be out there sooner or later. Who knows, man? Day by day. The business visa sounds interesting, but I think you need to employ a certain number of Filipinos. Okay, I'm gonna look at that. Yep. Sounds like you have moved there for the same reasons that I'm looking for moving here. Yeah, Troy. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, Troy, I moved here to kind of peace of mind, man. I just wanted to escape the chaos that my life was in the West. It just was, dude. My life, I just stuck in the news and the hate culture that I define it as, the media. It's just, gosh, it was just crazy. I had to get out, man. And it took an accident, a motorcycle accident where I almost died to kind of wake me up to it. I was home recovering from that accident. I was in a wheelchair for 3 months, and I was just like, I can't go back to my old life. I can't, working, 60 hours a week, dealing with people who are just completely disrespectful to me as a human being. I'm like, I'm done, man. I'm done with this. And just tolerating that for decades, I'm just done with it. And I had to get out, and I was in a space where I was struggling walking, and I needed to do physical therapy for walking. I'm like, man, I'm out of here, man. I'm going to go find a place that I could live financially free and just kind of travel around. Damn, these guys are banging loud. Yeah. So I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I was ready to go. And I'm so glad I'm out here. Paul's Asian Travels. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, Chris, 1 week to go. Can't wait to get there. Again, thanks for the video chat. Yeah, man. No, my pleasure. Thank you. That was fun. I enjoyed connecting with you. It's great to, love to see you in person when you get out here, man. Really excited for that. Safe travels out. 3 weeks. Yeah. 1 week to go. Yeah, and like I said too, I think I'll be coming back here on the 25th, but I'm not sure. I'll let you. We should talk though for sure. Mike, how does this interview work if we're not allowed to extend? I don't. If we're not allowed to extend online, so that's a great question, Mike. So obviously there is no interview if you're extending online. I wasn't able to do my last extension online. There was an error. I think that though was more because I needed to pick up my ACR card, and they were like, hey, they're just flagged my online profiles like he can't do them online. He's got to come into the office and pick up the card. So that's a great question. They seem to contradict each other. And in Filipino P's video and JRC, they talked about the same thing where it's like, wait a second, it's in the works, right? I think it's just a developing situation. It's different. It's a departure from what it was though, for sure. Where you just, hey, 3 years are good. Get out every 3 years. You get out every 3 years and not, you know what I mean? That's how it was. It's a departure from that, right? They're kind of, which it's not necessarily good or bad. It's just different. Yep, immigration is getting tougher for Chinese because of geopolitics and online gambling. Yep, I've heard that too, Mr. Q, and I've also heard that the SIM card changes too that they implemented right after I got here with the SIM card registration, which obviously that's been a non-issue also. But yeah, no, I hear that also, Mr. Q. You do not need to pay JRC for the SRR visa because the PRA gets paid by each PRA for each applicant. Yep. Also, if you have roughly 850 USD income or more monthly, you don't need to deposit. Ooh, you need to deposit 10K instead of 20. Yeah, thanks for that, Kevin. Thanks for that. Yeah. That's I can 10K what I mean 20K is okay. Just man, I made 30% on my money. Freaking 30%. I did the math on this. 30% of 20K is what? 7,000? I mean, come on, man. That's some money. When you're talking 7,000, that's 3 months living expenses, right? Or 2.5, whatever. That's some money. So, but 10K, yeah. And I think with YouTube, I'm not 850 a month. I'll get there though. I'm not worried about it. I don't do the channel for money, but yeah. Thanks though, Kevin. I appreciate that. Yeah, no, you're right. There is the 10,000 or 20,000 depending on where you're at there. Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Being on the spiritual path means understanding the source. Being on the spiritual path means that the source of YouTube, the source of your trouble and the source of your well-being are within you. Absolutely, Kyle. Absolutely, brother. And I did that for decades in the United States. I knew that I was the author of my experience. I can generate, right? I get that. I do get that. But it's also like it reminds me of the movie. What's that? Miraculous Life or Life is Beautiful? I can't remember. Right? The guy who's in the prison camp. I think it's Life is Beautiful, and he creates this whole scene, this whole joyous event for his kid who's there with him. You can create a joyous context out of absolute chaos and crazy. However, it's easier to do it in a peaceful environment. It's so much easier to create a joyous, happy existence in a joyous, happy environment, right? But I get it. I get what you're saying. I also believe in it, a lot of what you're talking about there. Yes. What's up, Mike? How's it going, man? Hope all's good there. Good evening. Yep. Thank you for uplifting everyone around you. Miss having male friends. Yeah, man. Yeah, no, it's been the male friendship part here it's been great, and it's a learning experience, an absolute learning experience for me too, in many ways. It's been good. I'm really enjoying kind of my life and what I'm up to, and the growth and development that I've had over the past year. Instead of focusing on my career and that kind of deal, like I was in the West and working 50 hours a week, I'm able to focus on me. I'm able to look at me and like, what do I want to change? Who do I want to be this next half of my life, right? And in this environment, there's so many opportunities for us, right? So it's been really powerful for me, and it hasn't always been easy, right? Like there's been some discovery there and some growth and some things that I needed to look at, and just being, somebody said to me, it was kind of early on about nice guy kind of thing, and so looking at just being more upfront with people and more direct with people. I can be a jerk, there's no question, right? um, but setting out some clear boundaries with people has been a discovery for me recently. I've been in the service industry, like I said, all my life, so you know but now it's really kind of been interesting in setting up these things, like, what, this type of thing works for me, right, and this type of thing doesn't work for me. So yeah, lots of growth and development here. I just really dig what I'm up to, and the time that I have to dedicate to that type of growth, right? Yeah. Chris, heading your way early in the morning, can you recommend a hotel near Mocktown, Newtown? I plan to spend a few days in Cebu and then head to Panglao. Yeah. Let's see. So the thing about Mocktown, Newtown, it's going to be a little bit expensive with all the resorts that are there. I mean, if whatever, you can spend a couple hundred a night at some of those really nice resorts along the coast. Here, you know what? Let's pull up a map. Yeah, finally that noise subsided. So here's Lapu-Lapu, Mactan here, right? All along this coast here are a bunch of resorts. Now look, you're going to spend a couple hundred a night out there, a couple hundred US, right? So you could, if that's not an issue, dude, freaking stay out there. Absolutely gorgeous. If you're on vacation mode, yeah, stay out some of these resorts. I just did a video of that Sheridan. Man, that place was amazing. If you want to save a couple bucks, I'm sure there are places, I don't know of them. I stayed at an Airbnb in Mocktown, Newtown, wherever the hell that is at. I wasn't able to find it on the map earlier. I thought it was around here. Anyways, yeah, Mocktown area. So I stayed at an Airbnb out there. I don't know of any hotels. The waterfront hotel is right at the airport. I did stay out there because I had an early morning flight. If you're looking to stay in Cebu City, there's a lot of options. But yeah, out on the Mocktown, in Cebu City, I would stay near like the Isla Mall. Everyone talks about the Quest. Shout out to Gio, right? He's the one who kind of introduced me to the Quest Hotel. There's a couple of them there. I think the Crown Prince is another one, all in this Isla area right through here. There's a Holiday Inn also too in the business park area. Cedar Hotel. There's a lot there, and it's also too here in IT Park. Similarly, there's a Cedar Hotel attached right to the mall, bunch of hotels. But yeah, Mocktown, a little different with the resorts out there, but there's options out there for sure. Yep. Remove that. Yeah, we do it on battery. Good. Yeah, with our culture of living through the past, stalking ex-presidents. Yeah. Remaking Roadhouse, for fuck's sakes. Some bloggers may have pay back taxes now. Yeah, just new ones. Yeah, I filed taxes last year. So yeah, even though I made less than the standard deduction, I went ahead and filed anyways. Whatever. I'm living off cash, so there wasn't anything to do there. But I still file taxes. James, what's up, man? Hope you're good. Hope all is going well back in the States. Hope the kids are back a bit, probably starting school, right? Yeah, hope all is good. Really great meeting you and your family. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, we're the same age, but our kids are in high school, plan to retire 58 to 60, so not as long to wait on the 401k, but you're there and I'm not. No worries, brother. Really incredible meeting you. Yeah, really great meeting you and your family, man. Yeah, good stuff. I love it. I dig it. Yeah, I really I love meeting guys who are coming out and, just chatting with people. It's great. I wouldn't consult a lawyer asking about conference call and paid advisor seems to be a gray area. Yep. Yeah, I need to. What I did is I actually reworded a little bit because I've got the service up and running. Yeah, I gotta be careful there. Yes, run all day. Kyle, why not just get permanent residency so you don't have to worry about doing any visa anything unless you have disposable money? Do a visa removal. Why not just get permanent resident? Can you get a permanent resident, Kyle? What's that? Why not just get permanent residency so you don't have to worry? Yeah, I mean, sounds great. Let's do it. If you are concerned about consulting, selling merchandise, affiliate links, consult with attorney. Yes. Yeah. I'm going to meet with JRC and I'm going to just kind of run through because they have legal staff there also that they give coaching on. So I'm going to consult with them and make sure I'm not doing anything that will get me in trouble, because I don't want to do. I don't want to break any laws here. I don't. None of us should, right? We want to come here. We want to be law abiding. We want to make sure we're following the rules, so that way we can. We're not 20. We're most of us are above 50. We just want to chill and relax and have a peaceful life, right? We don't. Our crazy chaos days are over. So I'm with you, man. Yep. I saw where someone asked you about dating there a while back. I was going to comment that he might need to find a guy who could spot a lady boy. I might be getting a little bit better at spotting, but yeah, my lady boy spotting skills are pretty bad, man. Pretty bad. There you go. Have a nice day. I'm currently in Angeles City, but from a long time ago, looking a place to go fishing. Yeah, you're looking for a place to go fishing. If you have time for coffee, I'll be close until about the 28th. Yeah, man. So I'm probably going to head out on the 25th back to Leyte, but I should be there the 18th through the 24th. So yeah, I think that's the plan. I'll be in Cebu City the 18th through the 24th. Yes, Britt. No, I'm in the same boat, but my friend Chris has a donation jar for me, right, buddy? Yeah, man. Well, dude, I'm telling you, the province living might be where it's at for you on the budget. Keep an eye. I'm so being out here in this region, I'm going to be looking at, all right, what's it cost me to be out here? And especially if I'm dumping 20K into an SRRV visa, I got to be a lot more budget minded than I've been the past 2 years, right? I haven't worried about money the past 2 years. Truth is as long as I'm, whatever, I'm staying in the 30, 40 range, I'm, 30 range, I'll be fine. But if I got to pull 25 out or 20 out, that changes that dynamic. Then I got to be a lot more budget minded. So heads up on some of my videos now, because I will be kind of looking more on the budget, being out here in the cheaper regions, right? If you don't have enough money to deal with the visas, then don't go to the Philippines. Why should they welcome people with very limited resources? Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm with you. No, and it's true. Yeah, if you don't have enough money to live here, you shouldn't. Yep, that's a good point. Is Mary Rose going to the States with you in May? No, it's really, Ryan, it's really almost impossible for a Filipina to get over there. Your average Filipina to get over there. Filipinos travel to the United States, and it just takes a lot. Usually, you probably want to get a lawyer or an agency to kind of help with that. You got to have bank accounts, you got to have businesses, you got to have ties to the Philippines, because what they don't want to do is they don't want to have a Filipina go and then not come back, or sex trafficking is a big deal here. So, but if you have bank accounts, you have businesses, you're like, whatever, that level of Filipino, you can travel out, and they do travel. I've met a lot of Filipinos who've been to the United States, but it's that level of Filipino who travels, right? You're the top 1%, just because they have those types of resources available to them. And immigration looks at that like, yeah, these guys they're going to come back. They've got businesses here. They got $1 million homes and that kind of deal, right? So it's, but Mary Rose won't. I'd love to take her to the United States. I'd love to show her Colorado. Are you kidding me? She would freak. Filipinos would freak if they saw Colorado. Snow? They would absolutely freak. She'd be a little frozen Filipino, though, if I took her there in wintertime. I'd need to get her probably 10 different, I would need 10 different layers now, too, but she would definitely need multiple layers to survive a day in the winter in Colorado. But yeah, unfortunately, she won't be able to go. Get your credit cards paid off, then load up the 401k. Yep, 25% finances ready for retirement in short order. Yep, man, that's exactly what I did, dude. I moved here, had zero debt, had cash in the bank, and then a 401k. So, yep, that's exactly what I was up to, too. Are there phone plans there that are billed monthly so you can use WhatsApp to be able to call home? Yeah, man. So, Mike, I have a service through Globe. It costs me 1,500 pesos a month. So that's like $30, right? It's like less than $30, $25 or whatever. And that gives me, I think, 20 gig of data a month. And, I could use WhatsApp, whatever, and stuff like that. It gives me a Philippines phone number so I can Gcash and all that stuff. And, so that's the service I have. Yeah, when you leave Asian warm and full of love in the Philippines, all woohoo is out the window with your own energy. When you land in the U.S. today, it's true, man. Yeah, that would be an adjustment to kind of get back to the United States for me now. It would definitely be, I'm spoiled. You kidding me? You kidding me? I'm just in such a great space right now. A beautiful 20-year-old girlfriend, 21-year-old girlfriend, traveling around this country on a motorcycle. These are my best years in my life, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Yeah. Yep. Gender, culture, Cyril. Yeah. Yeah, man. No, I'm my best years, brother, right now. Without a doubt, man. Right now. I'm rich. I'll be rich. I'll be your asshole if you can be a nice guy. I'm okay. All right. You'll be the bad cop. I'll be the good cop. That works for me, brother. That works. That's kind of how I was. I mean, look, I took care of, I was an IT guy for a massive law firm, whatever. I think we had, 2,500 employees. So I took care of people. That's what I did. And took care of high class attorneys, guys who were making 50 grand a month. And everybody, right? Not just attorneys, but staff, paralegals, everybody. But I was good at it. I could relate to people. I could put people at ease. I was also good at understanding, like the attorneys, man, is like bill, right? I mean, those first of all, after working with the great people, but I would never recommend anyone to be an attorney. I mean, these guys work their ass off, man. 7 days a week, freaking hours and hours a day, because every second matters. But I was the good cop. I took care of these guys because the last thing you want to do is challenge somebody who spent millions of dollars to argue. You don't want to challenge these guys. You want to be a good guy. You want to be understanding. You also want to be fast. You want to move. You want come up with solutions, right? So yes, that works for me, dude. I'm the good cop. You're the bad cop. I'm down, man. Get out here, Sam. Yeah, I'm out, Chris. Yeah, man. Yeah, take care, brother. We'll see you up there soon. I got it. Whatever. I'll be on for a while yet. Top of the hour, probably. Yep. Lapu-Lapu City is where I'll be living. Okay. With a lady friend that I told you about. All right. Just paying for electricity. Well, not bad, Mike. You're still not as cheap as you're going to be out here with me, brother. Still not as cheap. You get out to Ormoc, you get out to some of these areas. Dude, my rent set 6,000 pesos, my rent. And I'll be shooting videos on that. Matter of fact, maybe I'll shoot one today on it, just because I felt like I kind of lost that footage on my last ride on Sunday. So I'll probably shoot a video today. I've got a video coming out in 2 days of a ride that I did. It's beautiful, but not as beautiful as the stuff I shot on Sunday. Anyways, it's so much cheaper out here, brother. So much cheaper. I'll be keeping an eye on my budget, just because too I'm going to be more focused on budget. She has 2 townhouses, an apartment in Cebu, and told me I could stay in one of hers furnished. Yep, rent free. Wow, yeah, good for you, man. And it's not bad. I don't mind it out there. It's just that you're a little bit isolated to that island. You know what? Let's pull it up to the map. Yeah, you're a little bit isolated on the island. It takes you it's just hard to get off, right? You got this bridge and this bridge and this bridge, and with traffic and stuff, it's just, let's look. So what do we got? We got Wednesday at 8:30 in the morning, right? Let's do some directions. Let's do 32 Sanson. Let's do directions, and let's do Sheridan. SH, yeah, right? So look at that. You're talking at 49 minutes. You got traffic, although that's not too bad, actually. But you just got some traffic to travel. What are we talking? 21 kilometers? Not very far. I don't know how many miles that is. But yeah, not very far. So there's a little bit of a traffic to go. But that's kind of what you're looking at when you're getting on this island is you pretty much stay in that island, right? That's the only thing I don't like about it. And is that a big deal? Not necessarily. Plus, there's a bigger Korean population there in the Mactan area, which, again, I'm not judging or anything, but when I come to the Philippines, I like being around the Filipinos, and yeah. So there's that. I got to be careful with that conversation because I don't want to come across as racist in that. But it does change the dynamic when you're looking at being there. I guess you figured out I'm full of. Yes, you are. Yes. Oh, we're all caught up on the comments. When I get there, Rose is going to think, "Who the hell is this guy?" No, she already knows you, man. She already knows you. Yes. Oh, yes, that feels. She's massaging my feet right now. Can you believe that? Check this out. We're all caught up. Look at that. I don't know. I was just turning the laptop around, so I don't know what you saw, but foot massage. Just life. Life is great. Yes, I would be miserable if I had to move back to the US. All right, guys. We're caught up on the comments, and I was going to go another 20 minutes or so, but I think we'll go ahead and kill it here. We're going to run over. We're getting our new apartment set up today. We got internet coming in there, so I'll shoot some videos on the new apartment. And with that said, I really appreciate it, everyone being here and participating in the conversation and the channel and stuff. It just really, really incredible. So appreciate you all, and we'll see everyone soon. Empin, IYO.